phrase. What did you hear? Yeah. Amanda? What does the passenger have to do in Paris?
I'm not sure whether it's check-in, immigration, or baggage claim.
But I thought he said he only has hand luggage. So I don't think there was any baggage.
Maybe it's immigration.
It's immigration. Oh yeah, I think he talked about immigration. Okay, maybe just listen to the last half, last section. Let's see if we can understand this, alright? For question 5 and 6. Annie, listen, I want you to answer. Don't keep talking all the time. Don't cry now, Annie. It's okay. It's okay. Are you crying? Thank you, Annie. You're very kind. Okay, just joking.
Okay. Well, if we land at 9, you should be okay.
How long does it take to get to the domestic terminal? I've only got hand luggage and I'm checked through, but I do have to clear immigration in Paris, don't I?
Yes, I'm afraid so. It takes about 5 minutes to get to the terminal you need. Look, all I can say is we'll get you off the plane as fast as possible.
Fingers crossed.
Could you get the answers? Number 5, what does the passenger have to do in Paris?
Immigration.
He has to do immigration clearance. Immigration clearance. Okay. Is that all? Next time I must sit in front of you. Okay. What is not necessary? So please cancel that it. What is not necessary? What is not necessary for the passenger to do in Paris? Did you get that? Amanda? Check in luggage. Did you say that? No, sometimes we talk too fast. Can we listen one more time? I'm sorry. Let's listen one more time. Alright? Let's try and get this correct. This is just to sharpen our listening skills. Is that okay? When you're meeting people face to face, you can read their eye contact. Yes or no? You can read their facial expression. Yes or no? Alright? You can read their body language. Their hand gestures. Yes or no? You can read their body posture. Alright? But when we listen, we only got one avenue. Your ears. Alright? So it's going to be difficult to find the exact meaning. Especially with an audio like this, it breaks, Bluetooth cancel, that kind of thing. Alright? So that we have to bear that in mind also. So let's listen sharper. Alright? So that we understand.
What time is your flight to Nice?
At 10:15.
Okay. Well, if we land at 9, you should be okay.
How long does it take to get to the domestic terminal? I've only got hand luggage and I'm checked through, but I do have to clear immigration in Paris, don't I?
Yes, I'm afraid so. It takes about 5 minutes to get to the terminal you need. Look, all I can say is we'll get you off the plane as fast as possible.
Fingers crossed.
Oh dear. So in Paris, he has to.
Go immigration.
Is it immigration clearance in Paris? Yeah.
Because he already checked through.
He checked through. So it's immigration clearance only in Paris. That's where he's landing, because he's flying off to Nice. Alright? And what is not necessary for the passenger to do in Paris? No baggage claim. Right? Because it's only hand carry. I think he mentioned that. Yes or no? There is no baggage claim, so he doesn't have to wait for his baggage to come around and get. What do you call that? That moving thing? Where all the bags come? Baggage? conveyor belt, that's where your baggage comes, right? But he doesn't have a baggage. He only has a hand carry, right? Okay, so that answers that. So what is not necessary for the passenger to do in Paris? He doesn't have to wait for his baggage claim. Is that okay? Clear? Okay? Ellie, okay? Okay? Alright, so he doesn't have to wait for baggage claim. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, let's move on. What is it? Okay, can you please delete that if what is not necessary? Please correct that. Okay, how well do you think the flight attendant deals with the situation? Did she deal well? What do you think? How did the flight attendant deal with the situation? I think she did some of the things good, but I think she used certain words. I think I already told you. I think that's not necessary. Yeah. Sometimes, you see, don't get me wrong again. Sometimes I have to tell you 10 times before you can understand. Is that okay? Alright? And sometimes we are human beings. Everybody makes mistakes. Alright? Like my class yesterday, there was one more class I'm teaching. I already told Wednesday, 9 o'clock class. I've been repeating that 4 times, I remember. Alright? Last week I repeated, Monday I repeated, and then on Wednesday, 4 of them were not here because they didn't know about class. 4 times I repeated. Okay, but the majority of them came. So life is like that. That's why we need to listen. Alright? Especially in the aviation industry, you as a cabin crew, you have to be very precise in what you say. Because not everybody will be listening. Right? How do you make people listen to you? First, you listen. Is that okay now? So first, you must listen. If you don't want to listen, don't expect people to listen to you. There's a very simple formula. Is that okay? Alright? So let's move on. Would you do anything differently? Okay, I think she was, she said, I told you already, she said. I think that's not necessary. Sometimes you have to repeat. Is that okay? Alright? So would you do anything differently? Maybe we need to be a bit more polite. We are really sorry, sir, for the delay. We understand your situation. When the plane lands, we will put you first thing, get you out of the plane, and so that you can get in time for your connecting flight. I think that's a good thing she said. Alright? My experience in Thailand is they said that, but they brought us into the mini bus and then brought us to the hotel. Not to the plane. Okay, alright. What do you say when you have to deal with a situation where you have no control? Oh dear, no control. Was that a situation she had? Yeah, the plane landing is not in her control, right? Not in the flight attendant's control. I think that she handled well. Sir, what the first officer announced is what is the reality that we are facing. I think something like that. She did mention that. I think that's good. Alright? You cannot, as a flight attendant, you cannot say, oh well, the pilot said 30 minutes, I think 20 minutes. Cannot. Okay, the first officer said 30 minutes, I think it will take 45 minutes. Cannot. They have the authority of overtime. You just follow. Is that okay now? I think she did good there. Alright? She did good. Okay, there's no control because it's not in your control. Read these 2 further announcements from the flight deck. What is the specific reason for the delay? What happens in the end? What happens in the end? Okay, first officer. Okay. Alright, who wants to be the first officer? Who wants to be the captain? Okay, Jared, thank you very much. Jared said, okay, let's try. Did he tell that to you? Did he say that? He's the captain.
Yeah.
You are the?
I'm the first officer.
First officer?
Yes, yes.
Now I like reverse. You are the first officer. He's the first officer, you are the captain. Okay, first officer, front. Loud and clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're first officer again with more news of all our delay. The reason for the delay is that there is only one runway in operation due to an earlier incident on the ground. Air traffic control have warned us of a possible longer delay. Please remain
maybe icy weather, whatever. Maybe there was a slight mishap, a slight happening that we cannot use that runway. But one is in operation. Is that clear now? Right? All of you can understand? One is in operation. Operation means it's working, alright? Due to an earlier incident on the ground, maybe one more runway, there was a mishap, an incident on the ground. So that runway cannot be used, we can only use this one. Is that clear now? Alright? And ATC, they had warned us of a possible longer delay. So when there is a delay like this, you remain seated with your seat belts on. Is that okay? So that is very important. I've been on a plane. I don't want to say which country. The plane just landed. Well, everybody was standing up and the plane was still taxiing, taxiing, right? It was still moving, everyone was getting up and open. The flight attendant, the person I think was, ladies and gentlemen, can you please sit down? Sit down now! That all can happen. You will have monkeys all in the plane. Alright, so be careful. And so I was shocked. I said, oh dear, what are these people? I'm going to them. I felt very threatened. Next flight I took back. I never went. No, I'm just joking. Please remain seated. Okay, so the seatbelt sign still has to be on, alright? Then we are given all clear to land. Okay, alright. Okay, Captain, start. Make sure you talk like a captain.